You guys ready? Moment of silence. In memory of our fallen comrades.
What?
Okay, everyone, welcome to the Quarterlife Conversations podcast where we talk about life, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Kendal.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Jordan.
And today we're doing something a little special. We're doing an appendix to our Theater Gimmicks one, where I actually got an opportunity to go to the D-Box screening that they were having in our local cinema. For those of you who don't know what D-Box is, basically they give you an Oculus Rift. They sit you down in the chair, and the chair moves according to what's going on the screen.
Well, yours was like a D-Box Plus or something, because D-Box is where just the seat moves.
Okay.
So you can go to, like, they have it at Lansdowne, you can go and they have them permanently there.
Yeah, like the specific seats.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
But this one I think is like D-Box Plus or something weird.
Yeah, D-Box VR. So that was what they were doing. So this is a way that they're trying to get more people to come into cinemas, saying, hey, look, it feels like you're on a roller coaster ride, and we're going to have you try this adventure.
Yeah, did they have someone who spoke before to kind of give you the rundown of how
well, we just had some teenage kids come in, and so what they do is they sit you down. The people who went in before us.
But in the theater, by the way.
Oh, it was in the arcade.
Yeah, there.
They sat us down in the arcade. So there's all these kids running around the arcade, playing DDR and whatever, and then there's a corner, there's a really scary dark corner.
So I'm assuming they cordoned off a section.
Yeah, they cordoned off a section. They cordoned off a section to the little dark corner, and they have a bunch of D-Box chairs, and they wipe them all down, because after everyone sits down, they wipe it down, and they wipe down the VR head, the Oculus Rift thing.
You get pretty sweaty.
No, it gets gross. There's definitely especially when people have sweaty palms when they're watching, because it's like a roller coaster ride in some ways, right? So there are some people who are like, oh my goodness, whatever.
Just watch a movie.
Yeah.
They're anxious people who probably...
No, I'm saying, no, but all this gimmick stuff. Just watch a movie.
No, that was the thing. It's I'll give my full rating at the end, but for the most part, let me explain the experience. So there was a short film called Raising Rukus. It's about a dog named Rukus. Two kids, they're twins, and the short begins with it's also, did I mention it's only 12 minutes? It's a short?
Yeah.
First, they tell you to adjust your screen, and you adjust your screen by moving your head or moving your eyes accordingly to get it to sense how
calibration.
How you calibrate it.
Yeah.
The one thing that confused me was that with all the stuff they had, the moving chairs, the vibrating stuff, whatever, and the whole Oculus Rift, the one thing they didn't have was you couldn't adjust the volume.
Really?
So they sat us down, they were like, so when you sit down, we don't have anything to adjust the volume, so you have to just move the headset away from your ears or closer to your ears. And I was like, wow, all the technology? Okay. You tighten the thing across your head and you sit down. Now, every time the camera moves, you feel it, which is a little weird.
So, okay, that's something I was had a question about. So, when you say you feel the camera movement, is it when the camera moves, the chair moves along with it, sort of deal?
Yeah, the chair kind of vibrates as if your eyes are walking.
So then, it is like D-Box, because I saw Age of Ultron in D-Box, and I saw Furious 7, and Furious 7 was a lot of fun, because whenever the cars are driving and stuff, the seat would go vroom vroom and stuff. It was really cool.
Okay.
But I don't know how raising a dog is going to make the chair.
Yeah, I'll get to it. While you're on the chair, whatever, it begins with you just kind of trucking in. It's you can feel the truck in, but it also feels weird, because I can look every direction. I can see what's going up and down the street. I can see cars passing by, but I'm being thrown into this child's room. It kind of feels weird. Now, the first shot that we get when we're trucking in, it goes into a window. But you guys, in your own perception, if you saw something that was maybe knee height, wouldn't you kind of flinch if someone was going to ram you right into it? So I flinched because I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to hit the windowsill.
Yeah.
But then the camera just slowly keeps going in. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's a little weird. And because of where the camera was, where my head was, it looked like it was at the height of a doorknob. And so that was a little, like, disorienting, too. Because, like, I'm used to a doorknob being lower than me. But here I am with my head down
Do
here.
they talk to you?
He didn't talk to me. I didn't really interact.
So you're just watching.
So it's like you kind of have a child's perspective of everything.
Yeah,
that's why I asked, because I thought maybe you were like their buddy or something, and they'd talk to you.
Yeah,
that's what I thought they were going for. But then there's moments where I'm like above everything, and I'm like, okay. Anyway, you go in and the kids fight. They're having their argument. It's like Susie and Jim, and they're like, oh, they're twins, and they're fighting because it's their birthday, and they can never share anything.
Yeah.
Then the parents come in and go, Susie and Jim, are you fighting again? Here's the problem. The parents are behind you. So I'm like awkwardly like turning my head and like climbing over the chair so I can see the parents saying their lines. And then I gotta look back at Susie and Jim and I gotta like climb over my chair to see the parents again. It's like, this is such a weird thing.
I don't know why, but I'm just visualizing some weird person at Cineplex just like, you know, brushing your hair and speaking into your like, hey.
Well, I think, I don't know, because I can't really tell if we can completely judge the product on it, because this is clear that they're just, but it's not even that. It's clear that like all these scenes are depicted or like written so you can be like, oh, at this point they need to turn around, so they know, so the audience knows that, oh, this thing you can also turn around.
Yeah. No,
so
that's
like
the thing.
if a movie, like an actual movie comes out that also uses this, then it might be a little bit better.
Yeah. I will tell you what I think that this could have been really good for. But I'll get to that at the end. There was an idea, like, as I was watching, I was like, oh, you know what, this would be really cool for such and such type of movie.
So the parents, you're climbing over the chair.
It was weird, because I'm sure everyone in the arcade is looking at me, and I look like I'm insane. I have this big old VR box on, and I'm like a full-grown man just, like, climbing over a chair and looking over and looking underneath it.
Yeah.
And
you have to look under your chair?
I'll get to that. So, you go on the adventure, and the kids find a dog. The dog is a brand spanking new dog, whatever. They've never seen this puppy before. All of a sudden, they follow it into its doghouse and end up in a world of dinosaurs.
Oh, right.
As you do.
So, that's fair. That's a very fair assessment. The dog steals a bone, and it's not even like full-fledged dinosaurs. It's like skeletal dinosaurs. And the dinosaur spirits awake.
Just wiped his face in anger.
And they start following it. So this part is kind of cool, because sometimes there's moments when they climb on top of the dinosaurs and they're riding the dinosaurs, and you can feel the D-box chair bouncing up and down as you're chasing after.
I'm cool with dinosaurs. I just think the execution.
Yeah, I didn't think you hated dinosaurs. But that whole sequence, this was really what they were trying to showcase, right? So the camera is going left and right, and at one point the kids split, and you can turn your head and watch the kids go either way. One kid goes down one path and the other kid, and like they're close enough together, but they're not like right beside each other. So you can see one of them going, "Oh my goodness, I'm tripping!" And the other one's like advising him, and then that kid is fine, and you're watching the other kid going through whatever they're going through, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Problem was, at one point they got to the edge of a waterfall, and I'm like, "Oh damn, is the D-box gonna make it feel like I'm falling down a waterfall?" Cut scene. I'm like, "Oh."
So that was the end of it?
No, they just cut the scene. I was like, you reach the edge, and like the D-box chair is like wavering like you're about to go over the edge. And I was like, oh damn, if they make it feel like I just fell off the edge of a waterfall, this would be really cool.
Right.
And then they just
cut the scene. It flashes white, and the next scene they're already on the rest of the ride.
You're like, oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, no, it's like that. I was like,
that waterfall was sure intense.
And part of it, I think, is because I had to sign a waiver to use this thing. And there were, like, intense scenes that even I was like, whoa. And, like, I was dodging things in my seat just because it felt so real.
Yeah.
And they were saying, if you have high blood pressure, don't do this. If you're pregnant, don't do this. It was like if you're going on a roller coaster. So I can understand why some of the stuff, because it's just their first time doing this, they kind of they may have actually just cut that scene. They may have filmed the whole going off the waterfall, but they were like,
right.
We don't want to scare just everyone in their everyday life.
Maybe they did have the water aspect, and they just didn't have it ready or something.
Yeah. This is the part that like I had to really criticize it for. Towards the end, they run into a dinosaur skeleton that is not alive. That's a weird sentence to say.
Not a live dinosaur skeleton. Got it.
And it's hanging over a pit of lava. And as they're going off and they're trying to survive in this, you're following the dog. The dog is being chased by two dinosaurs into the belly of the dinosaur rib cage, right? Which is hanging over this thing. The dog is okay. And you hear the kids screaming. You look to your right, no kids. You look to your left, no kids. And I'm like, but they're screaming. So I say, oh, well, maybe they're behind me, like for the last couple things. They're not behind me. They're still screaming, and it's like, Jim, help, I can't hold on. And I'm like, what's going on? I had to turn my head down and to my right, till my head was basically underneath the chair, to see that they were hanging underneath me. And like the rib cage was cracking, and they're about to fall. One of the kids lets go, lands on like a dead flying pterodactyl thing, or a skeletal pterodactyl thing, and the other one falls and catches as well. The person I was with watching it didn't see any of that. And they were like, what happened in that sequence? I couldn't find them. And I was like, and I almost wish that like it had something to point to you where the action was, to like let you know, look here, look there.
Bing, bing. It'd be like a video game.
Yeah, like a video game.
Flashing like arrow or something.
I mean, that might take you out of it, but I just know for me, I could have completely missed that scene if I wasn't like just like looking around like a crazy person.
Yeah, but I think again that goes back to the whole, if it's an actual studio dedicating its full time to actually producing a great movie, it'd probably be a better experience.
Well, I think it was the guy who did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs who directed this, and he's a pretty decent director.
But
the second one, not the first
this,
one. Which was,
the pure purpose of this is to show off the technology,
yeah.
rather than use the technology to
tell
a story.
Right, and even then, it's like, sure, the director may be good, but maybe not the crew he had was
or
the
source
most
material.
Or the source, that might be it too.
Right,
because once they finally get out, they find out that the reason why the dinosaurs were chasing them was because the dog stole the bone at the beginning of the story. They give the bone back. Everyone's fine. They come back out of the hole that they all fell in, and the parents are all excited to see them. It's like, hey, you guys, that's a really nice dog. Oh, didn't you guys get us that dog for Christmas? No, say the parents. Well, you know what? It looks like you guys are getting along. I guess you own this dog now. And
So wait, the doghouse was in their yard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But they didn't know.
I don't know, Jordan. Like, that's the thing. It's supposed to be like, oh, it's magic. They never bought the doghouse. They never bought the dog. The dog magically appeared to make these kids agree. Because you begin the thing with them, like, arguing.
Right.
And because they go through this adventure, they become closer. And then eventually learn to share the dog.
Right.
That's kind of the lesson.
So the dog shows up to teach kids about sharing.
It's like Littlest Hobo.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good point.
Right.
Okay, so my rating for it would be, I mean, for the tech, pretty cool, but it could have gone a little farther. But I think it was nice. Like you said, Jesse, it's like, it's all new, whatever. We can't fully judge it, but I'm going to give, if you want to go and experience it, if you have some time before your movie, and let's say you get to the movie theater like half an hour early, go watch this. It's pretty cheap. But, I mean, I got to go see it for free. But it was so cheap,
How much is it normally?
I think it's like $10.
Oh.
That's not terrible.
Yeah. It's annoying, but I mean, especially if you bought a $15 movie already, like you're going to see a $15 movie, you spend another $10 on 12 minutes. That's almost $1 per minute.
Yeah.
So it's not great, but it's like it's reasonable for this.
But it's better than the Hurricane Tube and then most of the other things that are in the arcade at the time.
Yeah, exactly. If you have the time, and they have a lot of seats. It's like there was 10 seats around the area.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like you would go with your whole group if you want, and you're like, hey guys, let's all just try this weird thing. And I think they're doing a roller coaster one will be the next one that they're going to release. And that one
would probably be a lot better than.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they should do like a mine shaft one. That would be cool.
Oh, like going down a mine shaft adventure? Yeah.
Because then you can do lava and stuff in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Magma, I guess, because it's underground.
Yeah.
Liquid hot magma.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say, so here's what I was thinking that they could have done with this, just like to wrap up the whole thing. There was, I thought that they could do Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the reason is because, I don't know if you've ever read a Sherlock Holmes book, but something that used to annoy me as hell when I read them was Sherlock Holmes obviously could see much more of the room than you could.
Right, so
and it would be really cool. So it's like,
kind of thing.
Yeah, so like you'd talk about the crime scene, and you reading the book would be like, you only got what Watson could see. And then Sherlock Holmes would talk about it and be so much more descriptive. Yeah. It would be fun to make it a game where I'm in the same room as Sherlock and Watson, and Sherlock is like, Watson, what do you see? and then I, who's playing as Watson or as
But
watching
then that's
as
a
Watson.
video game at that point.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
a
but I
VR.
mean, like, I'm not going to respond
It's
or
a
anything.
different, but that's still a different thing. Like you get
Yeah.
that on a PS4 versus going to the movie theater.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But I would still say, like, being able to look around and go, okay, whatever. But, like, any mystery adventure, any movie that's a mystery, it would be really cool to have a moment where I can, like, actually look around for myself. And then also I could have, like, for example, Moriarty plotting his stuff in the corner of different frames. Where, like, I might not, the main characters might not notice it, but if I'm, like, really perceptive, I can catch what the villain's thing is.
Right. But I mean, that would probably make a... Because, I don't know, I'm just viewing it more of if you are a director and you're making a movie and you want your audience to get a certain kind of understanding of the scene and you're making it in such a way where not everyone can understand kind of like what's going on, then you're not making a very good movie at that point.
No,
right?
it's like, it still plays off, but it's like you who is going on this adventure, you know, like, the main focus will always be Sherlock and Watson. Let's say you're following Sherlock and Watson, and maybe you have a mineshaft-like scene. Maybe you have scenes where they're, like, running through the streets of London, and you're just following after them, like, with the camera.
Yeah.
But you also, if you're paying attention around, like, London, you can find, like, little references to other books.
Okay,
You're finding, this is where Moriarty lives. So maybe, like, as you're passing by, you're like, wait, I saw something briefly.
Yeah, okay.
And, like, you have this in your head. And so everyone has a different experience as they're watching this film.
Okay.
We're all
In
still following...
terms of little Easter eggs like that, yeah, you get that with any movie in general nowadays. And
Yeah,
that's
but I mean,
great.
like, it adds the interactiveness. Like, you could go looking around.
Yeah,
and,
but I mean, like, if it's going to be something that actually drives the story forward and you're going to miss
No,
that
I wouldn't make
point,
it. I wouldn't make
then,
it
I
so
would
it, like,
say-
fully drives the story.
Okay.
Like, you would still, like, it wouldn't be like Sherlock goes, "Ha I remember when we saw Moriarty at this place."
Yeah.
No, you, the person, have almost more information than the main characters who you're following. Just like if you decide to look for
repeat viewing too, I guess too.
Mm-hmm. And then if other people tell you, "Hey, by the way, did you notice this?" And you're like, "Wait, what?" And then when you go back to watch the film,
but I mean, like, if it's done in such a way where it's meant to not have the audience notice it, like, I think that would be kind of poor direction in that regard.
Well, I think for me, because I haven't done the VR thing, but I've done it like the phone, where on YouTube videos and stuff. And the ones that I find are always the best are the horror ones, where like the creature is behind you and you got to turn around to see it or whatever, or like you're the camera and the camera is like right above the subject, so you're kind of looking down at like, I don't know, the one I saw, it was like a woman in an elevator and this creature is like kind of circling her, and you're kind of looking around, and then you're kind of seeing the scene, the crime scene as it's happening, but then also the like kind of the creature's like monologuing as it's pacing around you, so it's also, you're also getting like the sound too.
that's cool.
Yeah.
But it and with the VR thing additional to the phone, because it was one of those things where you slide your phone into the little VR thing or whatever. Yeah, so it added to it. So I think that with the D-Box and your seat moving in a horror scenario,
that would be awesome.
That would be
really
pretty cool, yeah.
My only problem would be people screaming out of turn. Like, that might ruin the suspense for me.
Well, then
Or
I
it might
guess
add to
if
the
you make it
suspense.
like
An individualized,
isolated,
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
because that's the best aspect of horror, is more isolated, because then it adds to the fear.
No,
Which
I
is
think
why
especially
video
when
games work so much when you're
Yeah,
just like,
because like because again, going back to if they didn't design it in such a way where it was done properly, like as you said, if someone screamed out of turn and you're just like, you completely missed the scene, you'd be like, wait, why did everyone scream? And then you'd just be like, okay,
although I will say this, that having the VR set, it does, like, the headphones that, like I told you, have to bring closer to yourself or move them away. They do cancel out
outside noise.
Outside noise.
Okay.
So that might just be simple. That might be the simple enough.
Yeah.
Fix. Where, no matter how much